Welcome to Psychic Holistic Spotlight of Rhode Island. I'm Kathy Costa, your host for today. And we also have Josie Ray co-hosting with me. And we actually have a new guest today, Marcia. She's been waiting for some time now. So she does, I feel like she does a couple of different things, but I think her main thing is the reading. Can you just tell us a little bit of how you got started?
Sure, yeah. So I started tarot when I was 16, so it's been many years, over 25 years now. And that basically is what kind of opened the door for everything. Like tarot's just home for me, but I do oracle. I do, let me see, I do crystals, I do Reiki, I do, oh my God, I do so much that it's not something that I'm like consciously keeping a running list of.
I find the longer we do this stuff, the more we do.
It's true.
What I'm hearing is you do a lot of intuitive stuff.
I do, yes, I do a lot of intuitive stuff. Yeah.
You know, when something comes up and says, do this, you do it.
I do. And I don't second guess. I run with it.
Yeah. That's the most important lesson you can learn about being a reader, a tarot, a healer. Follow the guidance that you get.
Absolutely. So one of the other things that I do is a spiritual life coach.
Okay.
And so that's really a big part of it, is to follow the guidance, follow the intuition, and let that bring you to what your next step is and what your next healing is. Because every time you take a step, you've got healing that goes along with it. So it's really important.
So talk about a little bit about the crystals. Is it crystal reading that you do?
So I teach like a crystal 101. So it's like a blanket crystals class. I use crystals within my readings, so intuitively. So if their energy is feeling a certain way, kind of like what you did with me earlier, if their energy is feeling a certain way, then you just kind of put a crystal down for them, have them,
Sit with it,
but also kind of send their energy into it, and then I'll just do a deep cleanse after. I'm really, honestly, probably one of my most favorite and most used crystals is just a clear quartz. I feel like it's one of the most underrated.
They're very powerful.
Underrated, and it's programmable, so it can be used as anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that about the clear quartz.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Plus, on top of that, when you're doing, when you do Reiki, you can actually charge your crystals and cleanse your crystals so that they are constantly like a self-charging, self-cleansing, so you don't have to do anything to them after, which is lovely.
I like to put mine on the windowsill of the full moon. That's what I like to do. But that's me.
Oh, I'm very leery of the full moon.
Why?
Because the energy. So some full moons, that energy is really erratic. I'm not harnessing that energy.
Okay.
I'm not.
Well, I leave it out though for the 24 hours or for 3 days.
So
the
but
sun
you're
helps.
gauging though.
I'm very lucky. My relationship with the angels, I have them do it for me and cleanse them.
See,
Never thought to do that
that's
over
beautiful.
time,
That's beautiful. At the same time, excuse me, I'm definitely not at that level with the angels.
Yeah.
The angels and I are not friends like that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still friends, just not that close friends.
No, we're very, very, very far away from each other.
Yeah.
We're at opposite ends of the room, me and the angels.
Oh, I don't know.
We're opposite ends of the room. They
all-
want to come closer, and that's the problem, is that I'm resistant to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
At least I know
They
it.
overwhelmed you.
They did. Yes, very much. Very much. I'm all about people loving on the angels. I just don't want to love on the angels. I want my space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay too.
It's okay.
Yes.
So you're talking about the crystals for the Reiki though. Do you do the different crystals though for the different chakra points though?
If I'm feeling moved to, I will. It's not something that I feel needs to happen every time.
Okay.
Usually, I can, if you do the, see now I lost the word.
Oh.
That's okay. I do it all the time.
Lemurian quartz. If you use the Lemurian quartz, I feel like then you don't need to do the specific chakra crystals.
Now, what does that one look like? Is that a blue one?
No, it's white. The way that you can identify them versus just any, basic, is when you look at the cut line. So the way that it's like growing, the way that it's coming down on its plane, it's going to have these lines kind of
Yes, that's right.
going opposite.
I knew there was something about lines.
Yes, so you can identify them that way.
Okay.
So the seed crystals, they're the teeny tiny, they're just about this big, and those are sufficient. You can put one of those on each chakra point, so you don't need to do huge, but just a little
Boulder.
Can you imagine the giant Lemurian crystal just right there on the head? That would be
Being very psychic, though, that's hard. As a psychic, that's hard. You keep getting that psychic energy.
Right.
Here, let me fix you up.
Yes. Now don't move your
Oh
head.
my gosh, yeah,
Stay perfectly still.
Oh,
But,
that's,
yeah.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say this, but to some people, that's what they think we do.
It's true. It is 100% true. There are some people that think that when dealing with all of the crystals or wearing all of the crystals, that there must be some screws loose. But really, there's so much energy in them. And if you are the least bit sensitive to energy, you're going to be drawn to certain crystals.
Yeah, they communicate with you.
Absolutely.
Once you've admired them,
Yes.
they
Because they do need that.
yes.
They do
Once
need
you've
that
admired
admiration.
them, they have a relationship with you.
100%. That's also why they vanish. So
When they're finished.
When they're finished, when they have done their job,
Oh, that's when
you
they break.
can no longer find your crystal or it will break on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it breaks too.
Yeah.
I have them vanish all the time. They're just,
This is gone. Yeah.
they're there 1 second, they're gone the next. I'm like, okay, well, it's not time for you now. Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, too.
Yeah,
Yeah. As an empath, I favor the grounding crystals a lot. Yeah. As
I
an empath,
do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do as well. But again, I stick a lot, very, very heavily with quartz there.
And that's what works, though, yeah.
Because for everybody knows the basics, right? So your hematite is going to be very, very grounding. Your jaspers are going to be very, very grounding. But a lot of people don't realize that clear quartz is also going to be really, really grounding, and milky quartz is really, really
See, I always
grounding
thought
as well.
that they were good for like psychic energy, though. That's what
They
I
are.
always thought. Okay.
It's a universal. It's
Okay.
kind of when you're looking in the crystal
like a
world,
white candle.
Exactly. It's white candle or Nag Champa incense. You
Now,
can use them for anything.
For the people that don't know, explain why a white candle would be like universal. Because it can be replaced for anything, though, right?
It can, yes.
Yes.
So if you're doing any kind of a spell work or anything like that, so there's various colors that are for.
Different intentions, different prayers. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes intentions can overlap, and you're like, oh my goodness, what do I do? Sometimes you don't have the right color that you need, and you're like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
what do I do? You use a white
white
candle. It's that.
It covers everything.
Yeah, it's
Well,
that blanket.
in color theory, white is
The combination.
all the colors
Together.
blend together to become white.
Yes.
I know it doesn't seem possible, but
Yes, and black is the opposite. It's the void.
yeah. And with light and prisms and stuff, you see that when you strike it with a light, how they splinter off into rainbows and
Yes.
stuff. You know,
Yes.
So you see that white or clear
It holds everything.
holds everything.
It does. In a lot of quartz, you can or clear quartz specifically, you can find rainbow within the crystal.
Yes.
And those are even more beneficial. They harness more energy because they have those rainbows.
Do you do any advanced crystal classes or basically just the
I don't,
the
but
general?
I was never asked, so it never occurred to me. Kind of one of those, like
It
I
might
have
be
so much
coming.
that I'm doing.
Yeah, it might
that
be coming for you. It might be coming.
I won't doubt it. I have this, like I tend to accumulate and then I'll take some things off my schedule to add things on, and then I'm asked for some of the things that I took off so that I put them back. And so I have a rotation.
Yeah. So the spiritual life coach, how'd you get into that?
Honestly, so everything comes down to my dog. No word of a lie. So how I got into Reiki was because of my dog. He's an intense energy. It was a rescue. He's special needs in that he needs a lot of attention and dedication. He can't be around people. He can't be around animals. He is complicated. So I got into Reiki for him. When I got into Reiki, I was like, there's got to be more. There's more that I need to do with this, but that's not this. So what am I missing? Spiritual life coach. Because you kind of combine.
Okay.
And that, then you add in tarot with that. So I also do tarot life coaching, which keeps the Reiki aside and is just very specific to tarot. But all of them, they combine, they kind of lead to each other. But the one thing that just kind of set off that whole path is my dog, who is just the most intense thing you will ever meet, or shouldn't meet.
It's double-edged sword though, right?
Oh my goodness, yes. He's adorable and I love him. Even though he broke me, I'm a month out of a walking boot.
Oh,
He broke me again. The last time I saw you, I was broken in the walking boot.
Oh yes, now I remember, yeah.
Because he broke my foot.
Oh my goodness, that wasn't even that long ago. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the 4th time he broke my foot. So that's why I needed
same
to...
foot?
No, he's alternated.
Oh, wanted to make it even, huh?
Yeah, he's good.
What did he do, just stomp?
No, well, every time was different. The last time he got excited, so he started to spin. And every time he would come over this way, he would land on my foot, and then spin out, and land on my foot, spin, land on my foot. So he fractured it.
He was a bigger dog.
Yeah, he's a Great Dane mix.
Oh.
So he's not small. Next one is going to be small.
Yeah, all I saw was like the energy of like a pit bull boxer mix. That's all I could see
He
when you was talking.
Yeah.
He
Well,
doesn't
he's
know
got
his
pit bull
own
in him,
strength.
and he's got boxer
Yeah.
in him. He has no idea. No idea.
Yeah, my dog's a boxer mix, so he's no idea how big he
Yeah.
is, never mind the energy.
And is a lap dog.
Yeah, they think they're 10 pounds.
Yeah, easily.
They really think they're 10 pounds.
But on top of that, he has fear aggression.
Oh.
And that presents as aggression,
Like,
you know.
yeah.
So he can't be around people. He can't be around animals. So I was like, what do I do for him? So that's how I got into doing Reiki, because
Yeah, it helps calm him down.
I needed something that I could do for him besides the medication, the training, the everything that we've tried for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still a work in progress. But the Reiki every day helps. It does. It makes a huge difference.
So he's probably had some like major past trauma then.
Oh, he's got puppy trauma.
Oh,
He's
that
got
far back.
He's got it was
Yeah.
it was not good. It was not good. But I love him anyway.
Well,
I do.
yeah, you have to.
I do.
You know.
Well, that's what we're all here to do, to
Yeah.
become unconditionally loving.
Yes. So it doesn't matter how many times he breaks me. I'm
It's
still,
always in one place, though, on your feet.
It's always my feet. Every single time. Every single time.
Well, he thinks
No,
you have
yeah.
4.
He must. He must think I have him to spare.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, and it's getting better. It's just a slow progression,
Yeah, I
That's
can just imagine a Marmaduke,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with high anxiety.
His anxiety is through the roof. He's on a higher dose of trazodone than more people that I know.
Whew.
So
How much does he weigh?
he's 125 pounds.
Yeah, he's a person.
He's a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
the
a
great, they're
person.
no street Green Danes though. They're like literally this tall though.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm-
no word of a lie though. This, yeah, I couldn't
I'm
believe when I saw one in
very,
person.
very lucky that he's not bigger than he is, because
Yeah.
I could be broken for much longer. But what it comes down to though is that, it led down a path. So if I didn't have him, I wouldn't have gone
As
in
far
that
as that, yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
So it's a lesson for me. It's a lesson for me in a lot of things because I've needed a lot more patience.
He's a big blessing in disguise.
He is,
He's teaching you lots.
for as much as he's a pain in my butt.
Yeah.
But he's a loving pain
But
in your
he's a
butt.
loving pain in my butt. He really is. He is.
So were you doing the readings before or after you met him?
The tarot readings?
Yeah.
Oh, that was well before.
No, okay.
Well before. So that started when I was 16.
Okay.
My mother actually bought me my first tarot deck, which I still have. I don't use it that often because it's a Rider Waite, and I prefer Marcia or Marcia styled. So I use it when I'm teaching tarot
Yeah.
because I like to teach on a Rider Waite.
Yeah. There's a standard deck, yeah.
Yes, but when you're teaching on Rider Waite, you can make it more understandable so that it transfers to every other kind of tarot. So it makes it that much easier. And so that's really what I mainly use that for. I do have a few Rider Waite decks, Rider Waite base decks, but I just really prefer Marcia personally. It just,
And how do you do oracle decks too?
I do.
Yeah.
And I will do a lot of different kinds of oracle. I prefer more of an earthy feel to my oracle decks.
Shamanic like?
Almost, not quite to that degree, but very close. So I have pretty much anything that's not going to be related to the elements, anything that's not going to be related to, for as much as I have some angel decks, I don't use them for anybody else but myself. When I need clarification on things, I will refer out angel readings because I feel like I don't connect with that.
Yeah.
That's not a strong point for me.
It's not for everybody.
It's not. So,
Have you done any Ascended Masters? There are some oracle decks from Ascended Masters.
I have not, only because generally when I'm drawn to a deck, I'm not seeking it out. I'm not looking for it
Right.
for any particular reason. It's just all of a sudden I kind of stumble on it, and I haven't stumbled on one yet. So if I do, which will probably happen because you brought it up, that means it's in the works
Yeah.
for me to stumble upon down the road.
Yeah. Recently, I've got a Mary Magdalene deck, and that was very interesting.
She keeps coming up for me.
Really?
Yeah. She keeps constantly.
There is a reason for
Yeah,
that.
there is.
Because she had a voice.
Of course, yes.
She had
A
a
strong
voice,
one.
and in her times that was unusual.
Yes,
And she sees we need it too.
we do. I find that there's a time to bite your tongue, and there's a time to say your piece.
Yeah.
And when you say your piece, there needs to be a clarity to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that gets lost easily. Where you can have the platform and you don't necessarily get what you need to say clearly out to the masses.
Well, something that I am learning now is you never can say anything when your voice is raised. You have to say it in a loving tone of voice, and you have to be sincere.
Yes.
And that will cover any issues of whether the words were perfect or not.
It's true.
It just has to be done lovingly.
Yes. And the more soft-spoken, the more people are going to try to listen.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't feel they're being attacked.
Right. You know, the old commercial, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. I'm like, oh my goodness, shut those off. There is nothing I hate more than the car sales. When somebody is yelling at you, I'm like, I don't know where that is, but I'm not going there.
Yeah, I'm always telling people it's how things are being said.
Yes.
You know, not so much what, it's how.
Yes.
Because you can't tell your grandmother the same story the same way you would tell your best friend,
Exactly.
even though it's the same story.
Exactly.
But you just can't say it the same way. It has to be presented differently. You know?
And that's key.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times people don't realize that until they see them. Like, oh, I'm like, yeah, you just can't do it.
It's true.
Yeah, you just can't.
It's true.
So, yeah, it's interesting though.
But if you do it lovingly, it'll take care of any of the other little rough points
Yeah.
with the communication.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there's Mary Magdalene with Rose or something that I kept saying once in a while. I'm not really sure what that's about.
If she likes roses.
Okay, well, I associate roses with Mother Mary.
Yeah.
Every time I see roses, like, okay,
But
there's
she
a Mary
also-
name or something. Yeah.
In the deck I have, there's 2 roses
Okay, so that's
on
really-
every
yeah.
card. A red one and a pink one.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it's kind of going off subject, and I don't know how accurate it is, but I believe in French they nickname her the Rose. Something's like right along those lines.
Okay.
So there is a connection there, but I don't.
Well, there's a storyline with Jesus
There's-
and Mary Magdalene, though. So this is not the right time for that topic, but
No, but for the roses.
yeah. Okay, that's interesting, though, because
Yeah.
that does tie in with the French, the lower border of the France.
Yeah.
Because there's a story that he traveled with
Yeah.
Mary
I-
Magdalene to southern France.
That
Yeah.
I really truly don't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't follow that philosophy. I just remember the rose
Yeah.
in French being associated with her.
I'll have to look into that for myself.
So
though,
there's
but
a
yeah.
nickname or something like that for
Yeah.
her.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's quite interesting, though. But yeah, that goes with the Ascended Masters, though, because she is definitely one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, so I think that's gonna be a big thing for you, though, very soon at some point, for you.
I agree. I think it's coming. But everything, I don't seek things out. It's when it's meant to be.
It comes to us, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It comes
when
to
it's
us,
meant
so
to be,
yeah.
That's when it's going to happen. So there will be something that will present.
That's good because you're not forcing anything.
Right, and you
Oh,
can't.
now this is what I should be doing, so let's do it.
Exactly. Exactly. If you force it, if you're jumping into something head first, there's going to be a struggle because you're not ready.
Yeah. And you're not gonna learn what you need to learn at that time, though, either, because of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I always do, if I get familiar when something comes my way, I get familiar with things around them and study around them. That's why I usually buy a deck when Mary Magdalene came to me, I said, let me find out more about her, and so I got a deck, and with my angels, I've gotten decks from them too.
Your
I know.
angels.
Sorry.
Well, we know there's a reason for everything, right?
But I completely get it though.
Yeah.
Because it's meant to be.
I feel like I'm getting more in touch with the Ascended Masters.
Yes.
when I have a deck of their cards. And there is, I could tout her, I don't know, but there is, since Doreen Virtue left, there is another card
Creator.
imaginator, and she speaks directly to a lot of ascended masters. Her name is Alana Fairchild, and she's from Australia.
I've seen her name a few times, so she's very new still.
She's
Yeah.
she has a wonderful Mother Mary deck, a wonderful Kuan Yin deck, a wonderful Isis deck.
Oh.
The goddesses are on your future too.
Oh yes, goddesses are in my
Are they
present
already?
as well. They've made themselves known. Not as far as my oracle decks. I feel that they're coming, but the goddesses are very, very heavily presenced in my present.
Yeah. So if people are interested in getting more information though, what's your phone number and email address?
So phone number for the Crescent Moon Tarot is 401-825-0089. And the email would be guidance@thecrescentmoontarot.com.
Okay. .com. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the email. Okay. All right. So, so is there any like repeating messages you see in the readings that you give your clients?
Almost everybody is not taking enough time for self. And that seems to be the most recurrent message that's coming through, is that no matter what you have going on, make sure you're taking the time for yourself. Some people feel that it's really being very selfish to do so. And it isn't. It's necessary self-healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you do need to just slow down.
Yes.
I was just saying earlier, 3 nights in a row I had enough sleep. I don't know what to do with myself.
Exactly.
It's like to have enough sleep.
Yes.
That's the role of the animals in our lives.
Yes.
To get us to stop doing all the other stuff.
To get us
Pay
to slow
attention
down.
to them
Yes.
and ourselves.
Yes. I feel like that's why I have my crazy energy dog. Because
how do we
he
explain
taught
this?
me to
Yes.
take a break.
What's his name?
Jace.
Jason?
Jace.
Jace.
J-A-Y-C-E.
J-A-C-E. Jace.
J-A-C. Oh, Jace.
Yeah. Yep.
He's an ace.
He's an ace. He's a wild card. He is.
Yeah, he's quite the mix of a different kind of breeds though too.
He is.
Yeah, because Great Danes are huge, and then got a little bit of pit bull and everything else in them too.
Yeah, and the boxer. He's got
Yeah.
a lot of boxer.
Yeah.
And he is just nonstop. He's like, go, 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 go.
Does the boxers have a lot of energy though?
So much.
Yeah.
He doesn't, it's like he's got 2 speeds.
How old
Sleep
is he?
and go. 3. He just turned 3.
Oh goodness, honey.
And he's
still
still a
young.
puppy.
Yeah.
He's still a puppy.
My boxer pit bull mix at home though is 8 years old. He acts like he's 2.
Oh,
So he acts like he's 2.
well, that's not giving me much hope that mine is gonna,
No.
like, that calm,
I've had him
that
for
chill.
2 years though, and like he still has a lot of energy though. Very, very much energy though, but
So it's
he's
hard-
calmer.
But it's true though, what you were saying though, that kind of bringing in that you have to be able to take care of them. In order to take care of them, you need to be there. So you need to have
you
some
need to
downtime.
be present. Yeah, the present. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to be in the present.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're a gift to us in many ways.
In many ways. Usually not so much in disguise as mine.
That's a nice way to put it. Oh, he's a lovely dog, I'm sure.
He's beautiful.
How can we get in touch with you if we need you? If our audience needs you?
So the best way to get in touch with me is through email. And the reason for that is because if I'm in a reading, I'm not going to answer the phone. It's just me at my office.
Yeah.
So guidance@thecrescentmoontarot.com. I'll be able to answer that. I'm pretty good at getting back to everybody within 2-3 days at the most. But phone calls, I can only get back to them every so often because